Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk with you about patient rights during a 5150. So like I said, today I'm going to talk with you about patient rights. I've heard from many of you that you've been hospitalized by your therapist, doctor, a psychiatrist, or you've taken yourself to the hospital because you worried that you may commit suicide. And a lot of you have asked me, what are my rights when I get there? Is there anything that I can even do if I decide I don't want to be there? And so I started looking into it, and I know that it's not always called a 5150 depending on where you live in different countries. It can be called different things, but what a 5150 hold is when you are put in the hospital because one of the professionals or yourself thinks that you are a danger to yourself, a danger to someone else, or gravely disabled. And so they place you on this hold, which is a 72-hour hold or a 3-day hold in the hospital. So what are our rights? And I made my notes just like always so I don't forget. And the fact of it is that you do have the right to contest the hold. Once you're placed on the hold, you have the right to contest it and contest that you actually met the criteria to be legally placed on the hold. Does that make sense? So you can contest the fact that maybe you didn't meet all the criteria because you don't think that you're a danger to someone else or yourself or gravely disabled or whatever. But the tricky thing about this is that I have to read this to make sure I say it correctly because I'm not a lawyer. That the decision to file this motion, so you want to file this writ of habeas corpus to prove that you actually don't meet the criteria, because that's what you believe, the decision to file actually lies with the county public defender. And since it takes a couple of days for the writ to actually be filed, so for this contesting thing even to be filed, the 72-hour hold will probably have expired by the time it even makes it to a courtroom or makes it in front of a judge. Therefore, they usually decide not to go through with it, and they decide not to file your writ of habeas corpus. Okay? Now I know it's kind of confusing because it's legal jargon and I'm not a lawyer, but it really means that you can contest saying I don't meet the criteria, but the chances of it actually going through with it and finding itself in a court of law is very low because by the time that happens, you'll be out anyways. But you do have that right. And let's say they end up extending your stay in the hospital, which is something that can happen. It goes from a 5150, I think, to a 5152 or 5250, I think is what it is. It extends it another couple of days. If you had contested it at that time, maybe it would find its way into a courtroom and you could be released. So you do have rights, and we always have rights. However, I want you to always consider the fact that as a professional in the field of mental health, and I'm sure all other professionals feel this way, we're not going to place you on a 5150 hold without feeling that you are at risk in some way, whether it be yourself or to someone else, or if you're gravely disabled. We're doing it to really keep you safe. And so I would consider that before considering contesting it or anything like that, because we're really doing it with your best interest in mind. And that's why we get into what we do in the first place, is to help people. Am I right? So I hope you found this helpful, and like always, like this if you like this kind of content and this type of video, and don't forget to subscribe because I put out videos all the time and you don't want to miss them. And wherever you are on the internet, I'm there too. I'm on Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook, and I have my own website, KatiMorton.com, and I have new t-shirts. And I will see you next time. Bye!